Hello, students. I hope you are doing well. So welcome to another lesson where we continue with the series of digital marketing fundamentals. So we are continuing looking at the foundations of digital. You need to understand the environment in which digital marketing operates. Okay. So as we discussed in the previous lesson, we discussed that in order for digital marketing to be successful, we need the digital community. So we discussed the role of the digital community in digital marketing. We also discussed digital platforms and digital media. We discussed the 5Ds of managing digital marketing interaction. Remember, guys, you need to understand these 5Ds, 5S, 7S, because there are 5Ds of something. So this is the 5Ds of managing interactions. We are going to be looking at the 5S at some point. We are going to be looking at the 7S, but there'll be the 7S of something. So I just want to highlight that. We discussed the customer life cycle, and in the previous lesson, we also discussed this digital disruption. Now we are going to continue looking at digital marketing. And at the end of this lesson, I want you to develop a greater awareness of digital marketing. I want you to be able to explain the relevance of digital types of different types of digital platforms and digital media to marketing. And as a result, we are going to have a look at 3 types of digital media. I want you to be able to evaluate the advantages and disadvantages of digital media, identify and apply digital multi-channels, and lastly, identify the latest technologies and their impact on digital marketing. You need to understand that it is always tricky to discuss the latest technology and their impact on digital marketing, because technologies nowadays are like popcorns. When you're popping popcorns, while you're focusing on this one, another one pops out. And, the speed is very viral. It's very fast, So realize that today we are talking about these technologies. Tomorrow, they are new technologies. So you need to bear with me that some of the technologies that we may be discussing right now might be outdated, For example, the textbook that you are using is a 2019 textbook, and we're in 2024. And unfortunately, a lot has happened in the realm of digital marketing. However, that does not mean that the textbook is not relevant, because theories remain the same. Concepts remain the same. The practice does not remain the same, because there is no one size fits all in digital marketing. Contexts are always different. So these are the terms that you are going to come across as this lesson progresses. You are going to come across the term value proposition, the term positioning, online presence, customer relationship management, paid media, owned media, and earned media. And I'm sure you have come across these words, these terms before, these concepts before, be it when you're doing your first year or your second year, or in your work, or in other subjects that you are working on. And we are going to come across these terms as we continue with the lecture. So here are some thought-provoking questions, something that you need to answer yourself, and then have some deep thoughts on digital marketing and multi-channel marketing. Which brands are trying to form relationships with you using digital marketing channels? You know yourself, you know how you behave in the digital community. So what are brands, which are the brands that are trying to reach out to you? Okay. As I discussed with the day class, because I always refer digital marketing as umjolo. I see customers as attractive partners or as attractive women in general. That kind of a lady who would walk across the street and all guys are looking at her. That kind of a lady who would walk across the street and all of a sudden, we just tilt our heads to check, oh, wow, who was that? That kind of a lady who, whenever she passes, we hear guys whistling, be like, so like companies are seeking attention from customers. The same way you would have an attractive lady, men, seeking her attention. We are bombarded with information left, right, and center. The same way would have a lady, people, can I have your number? Can I have your number? Can I follow you on Instagram? Can I have your Twitter handle? That's how companies are trying to form relationships with you as customers. So if then there is no brand that is trying to form any kind of relationship with you, then there must be a problem. The same way why someone would be worried that akula muntu ongishelayo. It becomes a social problem, an individual's problem, to an extent that someone can even be depressed because there is no one wanting them. We know that brands are trying their best, left, right, center, wanting us as customers. I don't know if this example makes sense. Then you need to ask yourself, how are they doing it? The same way with relationships. Someone will come and say, can I have your number? Or someone could just stalk you, Some will just have that liver, those guts, and say, you know what, let me take you out. So how are brands doing it? Are they bombarding you with adverts? Are they emailing you? Are they coming on your news feeds? So you need to understand that. Then the other question that you need to ask yourself is, what are the latest technologies that brands are using during this post-COVID-19 period? So what is multi-channel then? Are these brands reaching you on different channels? So what is multi-channel marketing? And what are the examples of multi-channel marketing? So I put these questions to you before we get deeper into what we are going to discuss, so that we can just have some thoughts, on what we are going to discuss. So let's dig in. So these are elements of digital marketing. So these are children. These are kids of digital marketing 3. I know people, whenever you say digital marketing, they just think about social media. But digital marketing is not all about social media. Even if you Google right now, you say digital marketing and you go to images, trust me, you see images about social media. Social media is just one child of digital marketing. So digital marketing involves email marketing, it involves digital advertising, it involves SEO, which is search engine optimization, it involves text messaging, it involves, of course, social media. Okay, there are also other kids that digital marketing keeps bearing. All right, so digital marketing is still fertile, guys. It's still able to give birth to other kids. There's another kid that is not involved here that I think I must put it as well. Mobile application, because nowadays smartphones, many companies are coming up with apps. At first we did not have mobile applications for bank, but now we can have mobile banking in form of a digital app. Think of how many transactions that you are having on an FNB or a Capitec or ABSA banking app. So mobile applications are also increasingly becoming a child of digital marketing, because you can have marketing activities on mobile applications. The games that you play on your phone, you can see that at the top there are marketing messages, banners there. Sometimes you are even forced to watch an advert before you proceed to another level of the game, because there are two options: either you pay for a subscription or you watch an advert. So mobile applications are also becoming an undeniable child of digital marketing. And I can predict that in future, we are also going to come out to witness other children of digital marketing. Okay. So we have got digital advertising, we've got email marketing, we've got social media, we've got text messaging, and we've got search engine optimization. You know, you need to digest on this. I'm going to send you guys these slides. I know that I haven't sent them to you yet, but digital advertising is also called online advertising, through which brands can deliver the message about the product or service. And this internet-based advertising provides content and ads that best match the customer's interest. To some extent, I can argue that it doesn't normally match customers' interests. Okay, this is just my argument, because what happens is that it guesses, it assumes. So, for example, let's say something happened, and in your personal life, whether you are having a headache or whether you think you are pregnant, all of a sudden you go to Google and you search whatever that you want to search. You are searching on Google, all right? You search symptoms of pregnancy, or you search tablets to solve a headache, then you get the results that you want, and you end up getting a Panadol, or you end up getting a discipline, or you end up getting whatever the type you get. Or if it's related to pregnancy, you end up coming through the solutions that you're looking for. All of a sudden, you go to other applications, you go to your social media feeds. You are now bombarded with digital advertising that has got everything to do with what you searched on the previous. For example, if you are searching for signs of pregnancy, all of a sudden you are receiving adverts about Huggies, Pampers, nappies. You are now seeing digital adverts of milk formula, baby kits, because it just assumes that since this person is searching for signs of pregnancy, it means that this person might be expecting a child. Then all of a sudden, the algorithms are giving you content that are related to someone who is expecting. The same way with the headache, all of a sudden you are receiving adverts. There are banners that are being displayed for you that are related to headache. So is this matching your consumer interest? I don't think so. It's just assuming that because this person did this, we can now give him or her this. And sometimes, it can also mislead you. All of a sudden, you've got pop-ups that have got nothing to do with you at all. Then I've got email marketing. Nowadays, it's becoming very, very crucial than any other form of digital marketing, because email marketing seems to be more legit. People have got email addresses compared to social media, where people can have fake social media accounts. Okay, so this is sending emails about the product or service to existing or potential customers. And nowadays, we actually don't say email marketing, we say newsletter marketing. However, this one, you need to make sure that you are compliant, especially when it comes to POPI Act and all other digital privacy laws that are in the country, or in other countries if you are a multinational company like your MTN that operates both in Nigeria, in South Africa, in Zambia, and so on. Then I've got social media marketing, you've got text marketing, you've got search engine optimization. You need to read through on these things, guys. So these were the elements of digital marketing. So what are the advantages that digital marketing brings to brands? Why would brands be able to consider using digital marketing instead of the traditional marketing, or instead of not using marketing at all? The main reason is that, as I told you in the previous lesson, digital marketing is about you just promote. You're promoting your brand, you're promoting yourself, all the things that we do, you know, the statuses that we post, our images on our pictures on statuses, one or the other, we are promoting ourselves. We are promoting our personal brand. We are promoting our product. So it's all about promotion. You would then realize that throughout the years, traditional marketing has been based on the 4 Ps, namely place, price, product, and promotion. So these are the 4 Ps that we've always known in traditional marketing. Even though now they've become 7 Ps, and we are going to talk about the marketing mix next semester, I think. However, in the business world of today, digital marketing is seen as a solution that focuses only on one of those letters, P. So now it's all about promotion. Promotion, promotion, promotion. It doesn't necessarily mean that the other 3 Ps do not matter. However, those other 3 Ps, they can be under the shadow of promotion. I'll give you an example. Let's talk about the first P, price. Price does not really matter when it comes to the advantages that digital marketing brings. Because in digital marketing, price is not only about the price of the product. Price also involves any additional costs, such as shipping fee, such as duties, such as handling, insurance, and so on. So realize, for example, if someone is looking for an iPhone 14, and that iPhone 14 at the mall, at the physical store, it costs 7,000. Go to the mall right now, you can go and buy it for 7,000. That's the price of the iPhone 14. However, you went to the digital community, to the websites, you searched on Google, and you realize that meaning that it is now 2,000 cheaper, right? So when you click on it to add to the basket, it will give you 5,000 rands. Then you go to Hi-Fi Corp website, and we realize that that iPhone, they are selling it for 5,500 rands. So it is 500 more than the one that Takealot is selling, and it is 1,500 less than the one that it is at the mall. Then you realize that when you go to check out on Takealot, there is an extra 1,000 that is needed for shipping. So meaning, if you go to the payment gateway, you are going to pay 6,000 altogether. 5,000 for the product, 1,000 for shipping fee. Then you go to Hi-Fi Corp. You click on that 5,500 iPhone, you put it on the basket, and you go to checkout, and you realize that all the orders that are 2,000 and above are for free. Shipping is free. So meaning, when you go to the payment gateway, the amount that you're going to pay is 5,500. So realize that someone would choose to buy a phone at Hi-Fi Corp, which is 5.5, and leave the one at Takealot with each 5,000, because the one at Takealot is going to cost 6,000 compared to the one at Hi-Fi Corp. I don't know if I'm making any sense. So it has to do with digital marketing, because it's how the Hi-Fi Corp strategized their digital marketing in order to deliver a better sale on their digital platform, which is Hi-Fi Corp website. Okay, so that price wouldn't necessarily matter, but how the iPhone being sold at Hi-Fi Corp is promoted would matter. You can look at place as well. You know, P for place. You realize that P for place doesn't necessarily matter, because people are getting things online. Think of websites like Shein, Amazon. It doesn't matter whether that website is based in China or in America. It can reach you. So distribution in terms of place does not really matter. because online you can actually get something from anywhere. You just need to take note of the custom duties that you need to pay, the shippings, and how long that brand is going to reach you there. Okay. The product as well, to some extent, it can be argued that it doesn't matter. P for product. It doesn't matter because once you promote the brand and people develop earned media for that brand, people are always going to love it. I'll give you an example of Mercedes-Benz or Apple. So if they continue to promote the Apple brand on social media platforms and any given area of digital community, people would develop a relationship with Apple its own and begin to trust its product. So here the product doesn't matter, but the name itself matters. To an extent that if Apple produces something that is crap, people are going to buy it anyway because it is an app. Okay, so the product doesn't matter. What matters is the legacy of the brand that is being promoted. You know, there's something that I came across about a pastor's kid, you know, how our fellow Africans are following pastors and prophets nowadays. So realize that whenever the pastor posts something on his Facebook account, people go there and comment, you know, because they believe or they've got faith in that pastor's profile, in that pastor's brand. Now it happened that a pastor's child, a kid, you know, got into contact with the pastor's phone and mistakenly typed funny characters, you know, A, B, C, D, like some funny characters on the pastor's phone, and that character was mistakenly posted on his Facebook account. And what did the people do? All of a sudden, on comments written, "Amen, I receive. Thank you, Papa." Not knowing that it is a mistake that the child, you know, tapped in. It wasn't the pastor tapped in, it was just a mistake. So it is not the product that the pastor is associated with, it is the brand. So it's the same thing. Even if Apple was to release something that is very, you know, crap, to some extent, of course, people are becoming activists themselves. They can voice their concerns that this is crap, but lots would buy it, you know, to some extent, thinking that, you know, this brand has been well promoted and it has got a reputation of producing great products. So digital marketing helps brands more with less. It always comes with cost. I think I explained that in the previous lesson. You know, a TV advert would cost 85,000 for 30 seconds. While this, you can have a proper video on YouTube that is going to cost nothing. So it's actually less. All right. Then digital marketing can reach a bigger audience, especially now when you compare it with traditional marketing, like marketing on television. Nowadays, there's load shedding, guys. So it means that if there is an advert that was going to be aired during prime time, or when Generation or Imbeu or House of Sweden is being aired, if people are load shedding in a certain community, it means that they're not going to see that advert. However, with digital marketing or with social media or with email, you can always revisit, you can always go back to your emails. You can always get content on digital platforms. So it reaches bigger audience. It penetrates physical boundaries. Someone in America can go to your social media handle, can email you. They can download your mobile app. But however, with traditional marketing, you know, someone in America cannot just watch Generations. They need to have a sort of a form of a subscription or something like that. So it has got a bigger audience. And also with digital marketing, you can measure the performance of any campaign. You know, think of a banner that you have on social media. You can be able to see how many people viewed it, how many people liked it, how many people commented on it, how many people shared it. And if you've got advanced tool, you can also be able to tell from where these people viewed it, from which devices people viewed it. You know, where I'm working, I do those things. I use metrics, to generate campaign insights to see how many people have interacted with our website, how many people have, at what time, from which devices. So I've got actually experience of doing that, guys. So you are actually in good hands when it comes to that. And I'm going to show you, by the way, how that is done as the semester progresses. However, with traditional media like a billboard that is on the streets, how are you going to measure it? How are you going to know that people are actually seeing it? Because the fact that it is on the road doesn't mean that I'm going to see it. What if I'm just concentrating on my driving? Or what if I'm in the middle in the text, I'm not along on the side of the window? So it's difficult to measure that. So these are some of the advantages that digital marketing brings to brands. And there are plenty, guys. There are many. However, it does not only bring advantages to brands as it is seen here, it also brings advantages to customers. So these are the advantages that digital marketing brings to customers. Remember, as digital marketers, we are at the intersection of umjolo between customers and brands. We facilitate that as digital marketers. Okay, so digital marketing has to benefit both the brands and the customers. So it enables customers to stay updated with product or services. You can receive updates via email, via newsletter that someone has been released, that something has been released. If you're into cars, you can subscribe to a newsletter about latest cars. If you're into phones, if you're into makeup, if you're a beautician, those things. So you can always access internet at any place, at any time. You can always engage with brands, updated with informations and stuff like that. You can also have greater engagement. Right now, when you're watching TV and you come across an advert, it's just relaying information to you as a customer, but you cannot engage with it. But now with digital marketing, you can actually engage with the digital media. You can also have clear information about the products or services. Remember, traditional media is limited to space on the billboard, space in the magazine, in the newspaper, space on the television. However, with digital marketing, space is plenty. Even on an advert, you can have that read more link whereby you can click and you can have all the information there. Then you can also easily compare, with other providers, because long ago, if you want to buy a car, for example, you go to the dealership that sells that brand. Let's say it's Mazda. You go to Mazda, you look at the features of Mazda. You leave Mazda, you go to Toyota, you look at the features of Toyota, you'll be just moving up and down. But now, with digital marketing, you can actually easily compare products because information will be available there. You can even use aggregators like Hippo. Those are aggregators. It is a digital platform that can give you different insurance providers. We have got Price Check. You have got booking.com. So those are the aggregators that you can use through digital marketing to compare products and services. You can also be able to share content of the brand, the product or services. With traditional marketing, you cannot share content. You see an advert on TV, how are you going to share it other than telling me that yesterday I saw an advert on TV? But here, you can share it. You can copy links, you can use QR codes and so forth. Then we go to customer relationship management. Since digital marketing is all about umjolo, that umjolo has to be managed. You have to make sure that you retain customers. You have to make sure that you attract as many customers as possible. And you have to be worried whenever a customer divorces you. Because yes, customers can leave you for better brands, for a better competitor. The same way someone can ditch you for someone else. Okay? So I've got these questions for you below, these statements for you, and you need to agree whether it's true or false. Okay? The main purpose of customer relationship management programs is to build relationships with all customers, and all is in caps there. Do you agree with that, or do you disagree? All customer relationship programs should include a loyalty program. Do you agree with that, or do you disagree with that? In reality, most customers don't want a relationship with the firms they deal with. Do you agree with that, or do you disagree with that? Customer relationship management is a popular marketing issue because a high percentage of firms have experienced success with these programs. Is that true? Successful CRM programs need the support of sophisticated IT software. Is that true? In theory, all brands would be able to benefit by introducing some form of customer relationship management program. Is that true? So think about these things, have a look at yourself as a customer, the loyalty points that you have, your smart shopper card that you have with Pick and Pay, your extra savings card that you have with Checkers, your clicks club that you have with clicks. Think of those things. Do they actually really help you as a customer? And do you think they help brands? They maintain a relationship with brands? Think about that. Okay. So customer relationship management is using digital communication technology to maximize sales to existing customers and encourage continuous usage of online services through techniques including a database, personalized web messaging, customer services, chatbots, email, and social media marketing. Data sets. Sorry for that. You realize that having data about customer is actually the biggest asset that any brand can have in the nowadays setup. Having the number of subscribers, the number of followers is crucial because these are the people that are going to engage with. These are the people that you are going to build a customer relationship management program with. So customer relationship management activities are actions and sole responsibility the software exists to help customers, teams, and employees accomplish. Okay. So for example, with all those smart shopper card that you have, shopping cards that you have, they have your details on them. You are asked to register. You put on your name, you put on your email address, and all of a sudden you are receiving emails from Pick and Pay because you registered your Pick and Pay smart shopper card. That's how they build a database with you. All right. So examples of CRM activities include automating repetitive sales, marketing and service tasks, storing and managing customer and deal with data reporting and forecasting. So there are a lot of activities that you can do. And as a result, you need to boost customer satisfaction. The same way with relationships. If there's no satisfaction in a relationship, that relationship won't succeed. We have heard people several times say that I left him or I left her because I was not satisfied. So customer satisfaction has important implications for the economic performance of brands because it has the ability to increase customer loyalty and usage behavior and reduce customer complaints and the likelihood of customer defection. So customers leaving you for better competitors. The implementation of a CRM approach is likely to affect customer satisfaction and customer knowledge for a variety of reasons. Okay. So you know that satisfaction has everything to do with commitment and loyalty. If someone satisfies you, you just commit to them. And to some extent, you can also be loyal to them. Of course, that can be argued, especially to men. Amadoda asas. Because you can have someone who satisfies you, you can have someone who's loyal to you, you can have someone who's committed to you, and all of a sudden you defect still, or you bring in others, you cheat. All right. That can be debated in the Mjolo department. All right, now let's have a look at the different types of media. When someone says earned media, what comes to your mind? What is earned media? What is owned media? What is paid media? And is it necessary to have these three types of digital media and digital marketing? And which one do you think works the most? So that's what we are going to be discussing in this next slide. Okay. So different types of digital media can help brands reach more people and spread the word about them in the right digital platforms. And owned or paid, each one of them represents the different brand popularization, advertising, and opportunity to interact with the target audience. So the earned media is the same with what you have heard in communities when people say respect is earned. So in order for people to respect you, there is something that you have to do to get that respect, right? It is the same thing with earned media. So this is all the media a brand gets through what we call word of mouth in the online environment. So this is free media conquered because of this action. Among the three types of digital media, earned media is one in which there is no direct investment in its acquisition. Earned media is the most important because it is organic. It happens naturally. You don't have to buy views here. Okay. What you do, people then start talking about it. And all of a sudden, think about iPhone users, the way they talk about the phone when they've not even been paid by Apple, you know? So that's earned media. It is earned based on what Apple has done to its products and so on. All right. Then I've got owned media. So here you capitalize on the database that you have, the accounts that you have as a brand. So owned media is that which a brand owns permanently. It is the channels that the brand keeps and through them generates direct content about its product. These channels also serve for engagement and lead education, as well as being informative from an institutional perspective. If the brands own this media, naturally it invests in something that is its own without paying for other companies to promote a business. So owned media has got its own advantage because you hear from the horse's mouth, especially in the crisis communication. When something happens, we'd prefer to go to the company's page to hear whether it's true or not. That's how legitimate it can be, Then paid media, of course, you use others people's media to reach their target audience. So this is simply all media in which brands pay to have the spread. So every direct investment that brand makes enters this category, and the direction is for disclosure channels. Brands invest in media which potentially brings more awareness to the brand, its campaigns, and its product. You need to understand, though, guys, that paid media it does not only involve monetary transaction. Sometimes paid media can be in form of barter exchange. Okay, think of football clubs, your Manchester United, your Real Madrid. They use paid media to reach out to their fans and sport lovers. So what happens is that Adidas would partner with Manchester United. So you go to social media handles for Manchester United, you would see them promoting the Adidas brand. So all of a sudden, Manchester United fans are now getting information about the Adidas, some buying it and so forth. And the same thing with Adidas. You go to their site, you see that they sponsor Manchester United. So it becomes a tit for tat thing. It's paid for because it's transactional, okay? Even though sometimes it does not involve money. Then, so this is the intersection of the three key online media types, digital media types. There was a question that was asked here at the beginning. Which one do you think work the most for you? So some will tell you that it is earned media. Some will tell you that it is owned media. Some will tell you that it is paid media. However, I say that it depends with the resources that you have. For example, if you know that you have garnered much earned media in the market, you can utilize your earned media like your Mercedes-Benz or your Apple. They know that their iPhones have gained much popularity, so they can actually use that. But if you are Oppo, if you are Xiaomi, all these new phone brands that are emerging nowadays, your Mobicel, you cannot utilize earned media because you haven't been there for a while. Some people don't know about you, and there's nothing that they can talk about you because they don't know much about you. So you cannot use earned media if you're in Oppo, Xiaomi, and all these phones that are coming. It's the same thing with cars. You've got these new brands that are coming. They cannot use earned media to spread the reach. And if you have got a huge following on your own media, on your pages, the pages that you own as a brand, yes, you can use them. For example, if you're Mercedes-Benz and you've got 50 million followers on your account, it means that you've got a huge following. You can use your CRM activities on that. That's your database. That's your people. But if you've got only 20 followers on your page, it's time you need to use paid media. It's time you need to use others who've got many. So that's how marketers would use celebrities who've got more followers, because they know that if they don't use them, they won't maximize the reach. So it depends with the resources that you have and the market share that you get in the market. Then let's just have a look at strategy in brief. So what is digital marketing strategy? We are going to dwell in this throughout the year, especially second semester. We are going to talk more about strategy. And this is the same thing that you guys are going to be doing when we go to Flume Digital Marketing Agency. Okay. So in simpler term, what do you think is a strategy? Have you ever formulated a strategy in your life? And was that strategy successful? If the strategy was not successful, were you able to highlight the reasons why it was not successful? And finally, is it necessary to have a digital marketing strategy? So these are the things that you need to ask yourself. And one or the other, we have been involved in strategy in our lives. Sometimes we just don't know that we are strategizing. The fact that you have to plan and tell yourself that this is what I'm going to do for the day, this is what I need to achieve. That's a strategy. I need to wake up, I need to go bath, I need to do this and this. You are highlighting the objectives that have to be achieved. That's a strategy, okay? For the fact that you're looking for employment, you did not just wake up and look for employment. You told yourself that I need to create this CV, I need to submit this CV to so and so. That on its own became a strategy. Okay.